This is how you cure sciatica. So if you're here, it means you probably have back pain, the nerve in your back is a bit irritated and it might be shooting down the leg. These are common symptoms associated with sciatica. So before we start, let's just quickly go through what can cause sciatica, and then we'll go through why you're feeling certain symptoms, and then we'll lead to a treatment plan through there. So this is your spine. Spine is made up of vertebrae or bones stacked on top of each other. In between each bone is a disc. So the main job of your spine is to protect your spinal cord. This connects your brain, going through the spine and then splitting off into the rest of your body where you will feel and move. Okay, so the nerves, your brain connects to your body through your nervous system and through the nerves itself, and that lets you move and it lets you feel. What can happen with time is there can be some sort of compression through your spine, some sort of irritation, which leads to a decrease in joint space right here. This is the facet joint. And what can happen is because the nerve is not moving as well, it leads to irritation, and that can lead to symptoms going down into the leg, and we call that sciatica. So in terms of what can happen to actually cause sciatica, you can get an irritation up top, so around the brain. Usually if that's happening, you get other symptoms and you wouldn't be here, you'd be, with your specialist, your neurologist, your doctor, maybe in a hospital. It could be somewhere along the spine itself, so there's irritation at the exit or the nerve root that can lead to sciatic-like symptoms. And it can also be irritation along the nerve itself. So if you're getting some sort of impingement around the hip, people call that piriformis syndrome, or tightness through the nerve down into the leg, you can get sciatic-like symptoms. So that's the cause of it. In terms of how to fix it, if you know the cause, you know the fix. So if there's irritation around the spine, you need to reinforce the structures around the spine. So you can do some decompression therapy just to reduce the symptoms. You can strengthen the small posture muscles around here, even the bigger posture muscles like the glutes and the lower back region, or you can stretch the nerve itself. So a lot of the videos you find on YouTube, they talk about fixing sciatica. You can technically fix it, but a lot of them incorporate mostly stretching. So stretching is great for acute symptom relief. So it will decrease the symptoms, but it won't lead to long-lasting effects. In terms of long-lasting effects, you do want to do a combination of stretching, but you also want to prioritize strengthening the structures there. So a lot of people, especially when you're in pain, and I've been in the same situation, I've got disc bulges, herniated discs, my nerve root's compressed, I do have symptoms down my leg, other symptoms that are not as fun to deal with. You learn that you need to strengthen. Okay, so stretching helps to reduce the symptoms, which leads to the strengthening component, which will actually get the structures in your spine desensitize, get them stronger so that they can better support your back, and this is the thing that actually cures sciatica. So in terms of the back, we need to work on some decompression work. So that can be dead hangs, which we can do in the gym. You can do dead hangs over the edge of the bed. You can even do compression or traction therapy if your physio provides that kind of service. That works really well to reduce the symptoms acutely. While you're feeling better with those after those treatments, then we can lead to the strengthening component. So you want to be focusing on things like loading through bending, loading through squatting, and that will help to strengthen and stabilize your back a bit better. So before we move on to the strengthening component, let's do some of the stretches. I will show the one you can do at home. So on the edge of your bed, you just need to line your hips up over the edge here. You can use a pillow under the pelvis, but if you get high enough, you'll feel it so the weight of your legs kind of pulls and decompresses your back. So if I completely relax my legs here, I can feel my spine decompressing, and it makes everything feel a little bit lighter. So you just need to stay here for a couple of minutes. You can do reps even, so you can do a minute on, a couple of seconds off. Usually after 3 to 4 sets, you'll start to feel some sort of relief. That's a good one if you don't have any equipment at home. If you do have an equipment or you go to the gym, dead hangs works really well. The only difference with dead hangs is because you're engaging your grips, you're going to get some unconscious contraction of the paraspinal muscles, and these are the muscles that hold onto your spine, so the decompression effect won't be as effective. My go-to would be traction, which we do in the clinic. So this way you can completely relax. And if we use the mechanical traction unit, it tells us exactly how many kilos of force we're putting through your spine. So we have an objective measure that we can compare to the next session you're gonna have. So let's say you've gone through a bit of traction therapy, you feel a little bit better. If you do need that little bit of relief, you can go for a seated neural glide. So in a seated position, you're going to stick your leg up and then ankle back and forward. As you do this, you should feel a stretch go through your leg. If you don't feel a stretch, you can lean your body forward, even tucking your chin, and this should exaggerate that stretch. Next thing we want to do is strengthen. So everyone is very big on the McGill Big Three. So his philosophy is stabilizing the spine, which is absolutely fine. A lot of people have really weak core, so they're weak through their backs, they're weak through the pelvic floor, they're weak through the pelvis area. So the McGill Big Three is really, really good to introduce these movements. However, you will get to a point where you will plateau. And that's the nature of any kind of exercise or movement that you do. You'll get to a point where your body will adapt and it will only stay at that specific level. So with the McGill Big Three, there is no huge amount of loading that you can do. It's a lot of core stabilizing. So what you want to do is progress it slowly into more resistance training movements, and this will allow you to actually load up weight, and that weight will lead to strengthening in your back. So the big ones I've been recommending to my patients, and they've all had really good results, would be the Zercher deadlift. So this is training you to bend. So with a weight, you just hold it into a Zercher grip, which is in your elbows, close to your body, and you focus on a hip hinge where you lead with your glutes, keeping the rest of your back straight and leading into this bending movement. With this movement, you should feel no pain and no tension in your back. You should mostly be into the glutes or the hamstrings, even into the calf, and because of that, it doesn't irritate your back as much. With any of these movements, start super light, so you can start body weight, which I'll demonstrate right here. With a body weight movement, you're going to get a bit of space here. So standing nice and straight, you're going to lead with your hips, shooting your hips back, and notice that my spine doesn't bend. I'm not arching my back here. It's all at the hips through there. And then once you can get to about 20 reps, you can start to add weight. So starting with something light, you can get like your gym bag at home, any kind of bag, load it up with a little bit of weight in the kitchen, you know, a tub of oil or a milk carton, and then slowly progress to there. So start really light, start with body weight, and then as you get more comfortable, increase and load it. I personally have gotten to the point where I can comfortably load 40 kilos, and I've maxed out towards 100 kilos with this movement, and my back feels great. So give that a try. That's the Zercher deadlift. That's a hip hinging movement. The next movement I would recommend would be some sort of a squat, keeping with the theme, Zercher grip squats. So again, I really appreciate the Zercher grip because it keeps your back in a neutral spine. So a lot of people who don't have the shoulder mobility will hyperextend their back to get the bar on their back. So with the Zercher, you don't need to rely on that mobility, so you're not compromising your spine to get into the position. Again, holding the bar in this position, you'll load up your neck and your upper back, so that will unconsciously strengthen and stretch those positions. And when you get into a really deep Zercher squat, it will also stretch your hips. So if you notice with these two movements, there's a pretty intense stretching position at the bottom, and you can load it periodically, so you're improving your strength throughout range of motion, and this will strengthen the smaller structural muscles in your spine. So great movement, Zercher squat, so to deadlift. If I wanted to make money off you, I would tell you, you need to come in, you need to come 3-4 times a week, and then you'll miraculously get better over the next 6 weeks. Doesn't make sense. So at the end of the day, my job on this earth is to get you feeling better, to decrease your pain, and the only thing that's proven is these exercises. You can do all the other manual therapy. If you're really sore, yeah, come in, get a massage, get a stretch. That absolutely helps, but it's not gonna fix the issue. If you really wanna fix it, you have to get stronger. And these 2 exercises, I've used them with hundreds of my patients, and they've all improved significantly. So give those a go. Let me know how you feel. Give it a couple of weeks. It's not gonna get better straight away. If you start this program, give it at least 4 to 6 weeks before you see a significant improvement. And this is the hardest thing that I see with all of my patients. You want to get better yesterday, it's not gonna happen. If you want long-term benefits, it's gonna take a bit of time, and you just have to invest the time and the effort in yourself to actually feel better. So if you like this kind of video, please leave a comment, share it with someone who might need it, and then I'll catch you on the next one. Good luck.